Southeast Group blasts Obasanjo. Gowon says former military rulers entrenched inequalities that led to Biafran agitation. A Southeast Group, IC, has lambasted former President Olusegun Obasanjo, Yakubu Gowon over their comments on Biafran agitation. Obasanjo had said that Nigerians should ignore Nnamdi Kanu's agitation for Biafra Republic. The group, however, said the former military rulers entrenched the inequities and injustices that led to the various agitations. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo has been called out by the Eastern Consultative Assembly, ICA, over his opposition to restructuring of the country and separatist agitations. NAGE.com gathered that while speaking at the Palace of the Olu of Warri, His Majesty, RGA Mike Nweli, Obasanjo had declared that those advocating for succession should perish the thought. However, ICA Secretary General, Evangelist Elliot Ugashukwu said the former president and his military colleagues, who ruled the country, entrenched the inequities and injustices that led to the various agitations. He said former President Obasanjo's statement was both interesting and remarkable. He said the ex-president's statement was interesting because he had earlier called the same agitators fraudsters and miscreants, who should be ignored, and remarkable, because the same Obasanjo frustrated efforts by well-meaning Nigerians to address the issues that gave birth to the agitation when he threw away the resolutions of the 2005 Political Reform Conference, which had resolved most of the reasons for the agitation, including additional state for the Southeast. Obasanjo killed the 2005 conference report, simply because Nigerians rejected his third-term bid. The same Obasanjo, who refuses to lead his military club of ex-rulers down the road of truth and equity, restructuring Nigeria, simply because any changes in the format of the unitary structure he and his colleagues created would hurt their pride, is now sermonizing on saving Nigeria, without applying the truthful medicine which remains restructuring Nigeria along the lines of true fiscal federalism anchored on regional autonomy. Obasanjo hopes to cure an illness, without applying the right drug for it. You get the right results only when you apply the right medicine. Certain fundamental injustices gave birth to the agitation for Biafra. Obasanjo knows that the only way out from this self-inflicted mess is for him, General Yakubu Danjuma, IBB, General Abdulsalami Abubakar, General Gowon and fellow members of their cabal, to kindly tell General Buhari to immediately, without delay, convene a committee of eminent persons from the 6 geopolitical zones, to embark on the process of reinventing Nigeria through a new people's constitution. But unfortunately, Nigerians know that pride would not let them face the truth. The misconceptions and miscalculation, that the oppressed regions of Nigeria, would continue to swallow the the creators of Nigeria, packaged for them till eternity, simply because their political class has been helplessly intimidated and hopelessly compromised, brought Nigeria to this sorry pass. The oppressor never contemplated that the children and grandchildren of the oppressed regions would mobilize themselves into a critical mass, shunning their inept and corrupt political class, and stand up with one mind to fight for freedom from eternal slavery. The oppressor is yet to accept the fact that the oppressed is very serious in his quest for freedom from eternal slavery. The oppressor banks on the usual support he gets from the elite club of the oppressed, who have been so faithful in assisting the oppressor hold down his own people, usually for a fee, an appointment, a job or some other consideration. This vicious game by the master and the quislings has gone on since 1970 that the oppressor has come to believe that the game will go on forever. But incidentally, the die is cast and the enemy is exhausting the weapons in his bag of tricks. They threw the last card of 90-day quit notice, that only resulted in the agitators upping the ante, by demanding referendum and mobilizing for election boycotts. 1966 is different from 2017. Now the oppressor hopes that pleas to get the political leaders to denounce the agitation would end the agitation. After that fails, we may see the oppressor throw in the last trick or tricks, until his bag of tricks has been completed exhausted. Then and only then will Obasanjo and the cabal agree to do the right thing, which is to support, drive and organize an early restructuring of Nigeria. There is no other way to save Nigeria. Nage.com had reportedly that thousands of people took over streets as Nnamdi Kanu storms on Onitsha. After encouraging residents to boycott Anambra election, indigenous people of Biafra leader, Nnamdi Kanu visited Onitsha, and was welcomed by thousands of supporters.